Alright, so when I was streaming, I had this idea for a video. I was playing on Hurtland, and I was like, earlier in the day, I was kind of testing recoveries, and I realized this would be the best stage for kind of testing how good a character's recovery is. Like, can you get all the way underneath Hurtland? Because there's nothing here. Like, you can go all the way under from side to side. And since this side's higher, if you can get from the left to the right, like start here and go underneath and end up on this ledge, then that's like a really, really strong recovery, both horizontally and vertically. But if you can only get from this side underneath over to the other one, then you'd probably have a pretty good horizontal recovery that just always loses its verticality. And so I'm going to start with Jenny Fox, so we can take a look at how she does from left to right and right to left. So Jenny Fox's recovery options are really limited, unfortunately. Her up B does give her a bit of drift and quite a bit of height. Like, you can see it covers almost half the stage. So at a glance, it seems pretty promising. But unfortunately, it's not quite enough. Now, pretty much no matter what you do here, there's no way for you to get in a position where you can grab this rock. Like, from here, you still don't grab it. Like, and I was pretty high up, especially comparing it to where you'd be if you were recovering under the stage. Now, I don't think any of her aerials really do much for her. This one does delay her, but you immediately rocket downwards, so that's not going to help. And you can't do it after you up B. If you could, that would be different. You also can't air dodge after you up B, and you can't up B into any of your moves. So unfortunately, from left to right, and from right to left, there's nothing Jenny Fox can do to get underneath Hurtland. She simply has the weakest recovery in this regard. I'm going to move from Jenny Fox over to Remedy. Now, Remedy's recovery is pretty interesting. So she doesn't have anything crazy in midair either. She kind of has like a weird side B, but this is like bad for recovery. It locks you in, so you can't do anything. For her up B, she has like this float. And I found that the best way to kind of use this float was pretty much like diagonally, and you cancel it. So this gets you a lot more distance. So from like the edge of this platform, just holding upright with my up B, I could probably get that platform if I like had the perfect angle. But by interrupting it, I can actually cross the entire stage. So that's good to know. And you get your full charge back every time you touch the ground. Not the ledge, but the ground. So if you're trying to edge guard a Remedy, just hit her away every time she up Bs. You don't even need to spike her. She'll basically spike herself. And then the final thing to know about her up B is when it's all said and done, you can still attack after, which includes air dodging. So I guess, yeah, we'll start on the left side and see how far we can get. I think she can get pretty close. Oh wow, she actually, yeah, so she can, with like just right, she can make it. I was thinking that she wouldn't actually be able to from this side, but that's really cool. So her recovery is pretty good if you don't side B. There we go. It seems pretty consistent if you get the timing just right. There's like a window of time before you can actually use an aerial out of your up B. And it's pretty much like you get 3 tiny up Bs if you're doing it right, plus a little one that kind of stalls you. And then of course after that you can air dodge. Easy, on stage, not even the ledge. So the next one I'm going to go to is actually Ultra Fish Binjin, because I was thinking there's no way this guy is making it from any side of the stage to the other. But what you need to know about his recovery is he's actually crazy. So this is really good for horizontal distance. Even in the air, like jumping off the ground, you go really far. But in midair, it actually gives you a bit of a horizontal boost. so that when you jump, you launch a bit, which is definitely super cool. Then you have this move, which launches you pretty far, and it's up B, which goes really high, probably the highest out of any up B, especially out of the ones that we've seen so far. It definitely outclasses Jenny's. So with all that, we have something that looks a little like this. I'm a bit low right now, but I still got it. So actually, his is pretty consistent. I definitely have had a lot of trouble with it, but the trick is to like let yourself kind of fly after that double jump, and then you'll get it. And then just hurl yourself backwards, and you got it. So his recovery is actually crazy. It's not the best in the game, but it is really good. It's way better than I thought it would be. I'm going to go to Masked Ruby next. His recovery is the best in the game in my opinion, so spoiler alert, he can definitely make it from side to side. But what you have to know about his recovery is he has 3 jumps instead of 2, and he has the side B. And basically, once you've used one in midair, if you jump and do another one, then you actually get raised up. So I've used a side B in midair, so when I jump in side B immediately, I go up quite a bit. And this is higher than just triple jumping normally. By like a lot. You can get off the top of the screen if you do it right. And if you side B to the ledge, you can actually do it off of your ledge wall jump too. So you get really high up. Now that doesn't matter here. Pretty much all that matters is you side B, you do one of those, and then you just correctly up B. Like, don't do what I just did there. As long as you time it so that it's right after this wall, you should be pretty solidly over from left to right. Now I shouldn't have messed it up as many times as I did. He was the first character I did earlier for testing, so like I'm definitely a little bit rusty on his recovery, but it's really consistent, like especially if you play this character a lot. And the same thing goes this way. It's even easier. And yeah, I might have made it look inconsistent, but it's not that bad. You just have to make sure you dip low enough, but not too low. And of course, this isn't like a practical thing that you're doing in matches, but you know, you can always show off. So the last character is It'll Do. And when I was testing, it took me a really long time. Now, when I was doing that, I didn't actually think that Remedy could even do it, but Remedy definitely can, as I just figured out by getting the perfect up B cancels. And It'll Do actually can get from left to right. I thought she was going to be only from right to left, but she can definitely do it. And so the things that you have to know about It'll Do are her down B, which does like this little jump, squatty, ground poundy sort of thing. You can jump out of it, so as long as you have a double jump left, it's totally a viable recovery move. But if you don't have a double jump left, you die when you use it. Or at least you have to wait till you hit the ground, or I think you can grab ledges with it actually. Yeah, so that could be useful on a smaller stage, but for this stage, simply being able to jump, down B, jump, down B from below is not going to cut it. We're going to need to use every tool in our kit. So the next thing that we have is her raft, which stalls you in midair a little bit. And the reason this is good is just the fact that she doesn't have that much horizontal distance that she can do. Like this raises her up, but it doesn't help her that much horizontally. It's a little bit. But this, just being able to stall for a sec is nice. And then her up B is really interesting. So you kind of like spit out this orb. And you can draw where it goes. It doesn't go too far, but it's nice for like being able to grab ledge from here, or from here, or from like here. Or you could land on stage if you wanted, like as like a mix-up. It's really nice. It's hard to react exactly where the orb is. You kind of are always reacting to where it'll ends up after. But the cool thing about this move, I'm gonna move her up, is it actually goes really far if you just press up B and then you stop touching the control stick. And you can still move it after. So as you can see, like, I can like swing it just a little tiny bit so that it goes really far still, but maybe in the direction I want it to go more. And that's kind of everything that we need for her. So it's probably gonna take me a few tries, but her recovery is really cool, and once you get everything working at once, it's really nice. Oh my god, I cannot believe I just got that first try. Okay, I'm glad the practice paid off. So the trick with her is you down B and double jump and immediately use the raft. Now I'm gonna like die multiple times doing this, but I'll still explain the general process. So when you down B, you get that height, and you get a little bit of horizontal distance. So you want to do it kind of low, just to make as much use of that height that you're gaining as possible. You don't want to just stuff all that height right into the ceiling. Then you have to raft immediately after you double jump, because if you double jump and then raft, you just keep falling. But if you raft right as you double jump, you get that hover. And like you can delay it a little bit like that, which definitely helps. So like there, like that was super easy because I double jumped and then I did the raft a little bit after instead of like super immediately, which lets you drift just that little bit further, which makes it easier. And then yeah, for the up B, I let it go, but I bring it back like that. I kind of like hold up left after it's about halfway through. Missed it that time, but that's the general idea. And then of course, from right to left, it's still pretty tight on the timing, but again, it's totally possible. And yeah, that's the 5 characters in Slap City right now and how they can recover Under Hurtland. If you enjoyed, you know, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment. If you're interested in this game, it's $5 right now on Steam in early access. As it continues down on its roadmap, the price is going to go up as more features and content are added. Definitely check it out. It's a really cool platform fighter, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So the Discord is pretty active. You can find me in there, find the developers in there, and a bunch of other people. And yeah, definitely check it out. And if you have any other ideas for videos that you want to see, especially if they involve Slap City, then leave a comment.